Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans. I'm Stephanie and today we're going to be setting up the month of March in my Faith Bullet Journal Planner. And I've got this Tombow brush pen here ready to go, as well as this white opaque pen, this black fine liner, these brush tip markers, and this washi tape that I may use. Okay, let's jump in. So this month I decided to do a rainbow theme. March is kind of a rainbow seasonal month, if you will. And I thought that it would be great to tie in the rainbows from the Bible verse, just make it about faith and colorful and bright and fun. So I'm just going to draw in a rainbow using my Tombow dual tip markers here. I am not a steady hand by any means, so they're a little bit wonky, but that's okay. I think kind of the hand done look works for this spread, so we're just going to work with that. I went through a bunch of my markers and I really wanted to do more of a softer rainbow, but I didn't have the pens in my collection to make that work. So we are just going to go forward with this more primary palette, but I do think it would be really awesome in a more muted shade of, rainbow styling or a more pastel version of this. So if you're thinking about doing this in your own planner, that might be a good alternative to kind of mix it up and see if you can make that happen with the stash you have. But for now, we're just going to keep it pretty primary and bright and bold. And I like this too. It's just, it was not my first choice. So I've already grabbed the verse from Genesis about God setting out the rainbow and the clouds as a sign for us. So I'm just pinning it in now using my Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen, which is really great for small lettering. I use it throughout my planner for lettering the verse of the day. You'll see that at the end of the month when I do the flip through, I can show you guys all of the completed weeks. But I really like that pen for that. And then I also use that Pigma Micron pen a lot as well, just for some fine line lettering in black. So I've put down some of the washi tape, which is an MT washi tape. MT is a really great brand, a little bit expensive, but I think it's totally worth it. You get a lot of washi tape for the price and it's really good quality. Never sticks to the page, it always comes up if I need it to, and it's a really nice matte finish, so really good tape. All of the supplies that I'm using today will be in the description below, so if you're looking for anything in particular, do check the description for links. So while the white pen that I drew on that washi tape dries, I will jump over to the next right-handed page and start drawing in some of the lines. I'm changing things up this month. I usually would do a gratitude on this page, one for each day, very similar layout, but this month what I decided to do is tailor this page to just a overall takeaway from my daily reading. I'm doing this for two reasons. First reason is because I know I'm not going to have as much time this month. I have a lot of freelance coming in, so it's kind of shortened my morning routine a little bit, just give me a little bit of extra time, but still want to keep track of what I'm reading each day and get the thing that I can apply to my life from that reading. So that's what we're going to try for this month, and then I will forego doing my summary on each week, which you'll see that as well. So I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I'm just going to do a plain rainbow there, going down the page, simple rainbow lines, since I don't really have a lot of room outside of the main area where I'll be using it functionally. So we'll bring in the rainbow that way, and I think that works. Here on the opposite page to that spread is my prayer list, and I'm going to draw in just a rainbow again to keep the theme going. And some circles, which you'll see also on my weekly spread as places to write down prayer where I want to remember to pray for things for other people. So I'm just doing 4 circles. I tend to do about 4 categories for each, just so I can kind of keep track of who I'm praying for and for what. So the first category here is friends, and then I have myself down here at the bottom. I have people, which is like a more global group of people that I may not be familiar with personally, and then family as well. So I'm just going to pin those categories in and then kind of clean up the pencil marks I have here on the page so it looks a little bit neater and gets me pretty much set up for the month. Just going to clean up a little bit to some of the lines that got a little out of hand and put in the washi tape header as well. So I've been doing this technique of the black washi with the white pen as the headers for most of the months that I've done so far, the January, February, and now March. So I'm just going to keep that going. I think that's going to be the tying factor to each of the months. They're all going to have that similar header look with the black washi and the white pen overlay. I do like things to have, some sort of consistency throughout the, year, each planner. And this is my first year doing a bullet journal style planner, so I think that'll be a nice way just to kind of give it that uniform feel, since each of the spreads are going to look different, including the weekly spreads. Even the prayer list and everything has a little bit of a different take each month so far. So it would be nice to have that consistency throughout the whole year, so this is all part of one big bullet journal planner. And as you can see, I'm using those same kind of circle shapes as home bases for my verse of the day this week. And since I don't have the summary to worry about this month, I have a little bit more freedom on where I can put things and how much space I have for decor. So it'll look a little different this month than it has in the past. Try some new layouts. I'm going to go ahead and put in another rainbow here, just kind of straddling the spine. Funny story, I do this entire rainbow shape on this one side and then realize that I did something different on the right hand side, but I don't realize it until after I'm done filming the video, so it looks messed up. What I plan to do to fix it is to separate the pages and redo the page I just did and use it for another week. So the right-hand page will be redone for the very first week, and then I'll reuse that right-hand page on another week later in the month. That way I still get use out of the page, it wasn't a waste, and I can fix the mistake I caught later down the road. So I'm drawing in another rainbow here just in this little top box so that it has a little bit of repetition there with the decor. And I'm writing in the days of the week now underneath each of the circles I've made. We'll see if you guys catch the mistake here as well when I'm done. I have found that the technique for drawing in the rainbows works a little better if you tilt your hand to keep the brush flat against the page. I definitely learned it along the way though, so the first couple ones I was letting the brush tip kind of fan to a point once I was getting to the curve of the rainbow. And yeah, that's where I always usually had to come in, fill it in, and try to make it look a little more even. So I learned as I went that if I could keep my hand tilted at the right angle to keep the brush tip flat and even all the way through the stroke, it worked a little better. So if you guys are doing this, there is a little bit of a trial and error with that to get the smooth lines, but it did work out in the end. So as you can see, there's no purple in the left rainbow. So again, I'm going to redo that. So the right hand side will end with blue, and then I will, like I said, reuse that other one and do it with the purple on the opposite. And now we're on the very back page. That's where I track what I've read in the month. This has been a nice little reference for me to see how I'm going through the Bible. I use an app called YouVersion, and it has a Bible in a year plan that I follow. There's multiple plans, but I choose one every year. Just nice to know what books of the Bible I've gone through each day, so I can see my progress written out. So this month I'm going to draw individual boxes for each of the days. Just thought it'd be a nice little variation than having the connected lined monthly like I did in the previous 2 months, and see how I like this. I'm also going to bring in a little bit more of the rainbow as well in here, as you'll see in a minute. And I drew that rainbow as well down at the bottom for some added decor. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw in like a header line for each of those boxes. I'm going to keep with the rainbow theme, so each week will be a color, but the very top will be headers for the days of the week. I like the repetition of the rainbow on the spread. I think that works really well. And then I'll just clean up a few of the lines and write in the days here. Okay. And I'll add in the washi tape header here as well. And that looks good. So we've got that all set up. What I think I want to do is add in a little bit of texture to the pages. I just feel like it needs a little excitement outside of the colors. So I'm going to take another Tombow brush pen and just use the pointed tip to add a little bit of a black confetti, if you will, down near the bottoms of the rainbow. Adding a little bit, like I said, of texture, a little bit more interest. And I like to concentrate more of the dots at the bottom and then kind of space them out the closer I get to the top. So it looks a little more natural as far as it being dispersed into the air. I'm just going to go back and do that on all the pages. This page was a little bit awkward since I didn't really have a rainbow to go off of. So I had the idea to do this kind of on the side. It turned out okay, but I think it would have been better if I had just done a little spring coming up from the bottom and had it diffusing out as it moved up the top of the page instead of what I did here. But that's okay. Again, kind of learn as I go, and still think it turned out okay, just could have been better. We are back to the purple lined rainbow page, which again I'll edit. And the reason I decided to do that was because this page has nothing behind it at this point, so I can move it around within the month and make it work. So again, just adding in those confetti dots for some texture. And I'll do some here on this page. And once I am done with that, you guys, we will be done, friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye.